Hey, what's up guys? It's Kevin, Kev-D Fitness, and I wanted to talk about a topic that everybody who works out with and trains is going to have to deal with from time to time, and that's overcoming injuries, how to deal with injuries. Now, this is something I've recently been dealing with myself, so I'll maybe a little bit, I'm going to give you my story about what I've been dealing with and how I've approached it. But really there's a couple things that you can do. First, if you hurt yourself, the first thing you have to assess is, do you have to take time off? Is it an injury that you're able to work through? Now, when you think about this, keep in mind, if you're just able to work through it but not make any progress, still feeling maybe minimal pain, let's say you have like a shoulder injury or something and you're still able to, bench press where you were, but you're not making any progress on it, or you're afraid to move up, or you just still feel a discomfort, but you're able to work with the weight you've been working with, and it's not getting any better, then you have to make the decision that you probably should take some time off in that case. Because if you're not able to progress in the weights that you're lifting, you're not getting any stronger, you're not going to get any bigger, and you're really you're almost wasting your time. So you're gonna just continue to work out to stay where you are, stay where you are, stay where you are. It's better to take time off, be it 2 weeks, be it a month, be it 2 months, and then be able to progress past where you are. Yeah, you're gonna lose 2 months, and then you're gonna have to, build your strength back up. Maybe that'll take a month or two, but at least you'll be able to eventually get through that plateau. And you'll bust through to new weights and make new progress. You'll build new muscle as you get stronger. If not, you might just end up stuck at the same weight for months. A, that's frustrating as hell in the gym, and B, you're not making any progress. You're wasting your time anyway. So, you have to make that decision sometimes, hey, I have to take a month off. Now, or a month off, take some time off. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 2 months. Could be 2 weeks, whatever you need till the pain to go away to where you can work out and you can progress and get stronger. Now, sometimes you have an injury and it's not really that bad. It's something that's kind of nagging, but it's not stopping you from progressing. It's not getting any worse. Maybe it's getting a little bit better or staying the same, but you're still able to progress. In that case, you have to make a decision, like, hey, do I want to take some time off, or do I want to work through it, it's getting a little better, hopefully get a little bit better, and I can continue to make gains in the gym. Now, for example, myself, recently, I hurt my shoulder. I hurt the tendon actually in here that connects, and it's an injury I've had before in the past, so when I felt it, I was able to recognize it. The tendon that connects your pec into your, I believe it's the humerus in here. And it just causes like a sharp pain in here when I start to bench press. And I got it I think I first injured it doing some heavy flies, and then I made it worse by transitioning into starting to do dumbbell chest presses. I dropped any dumbbell work out of my workout routine, and it has bothered me for about the past month now, but it's progressively gotten better. Each week that I go in and work my upper body and do some benching, do some chest work, it's bothering me less and less and less and less. So I'm healing, and at the same time, I'm able to progress. Because what I'm doing, what was aggravating was the dumbbell work. Well, now I'm only doing barbell work, so I'm not re-aggravating the injury. And that's the thing, guys, you don't want to re-aggravate these injuries. They'll just linger and linger and linger and linger. So, like I said, in my case, I was able to continue to progress. I was increasing weight on my barbell bench, making progress, while at the same time, getting better and feeling better in my shoulder. Now, I've also had situations where I just had to call it quits. Oh, my cat didn't like that. My cat didn't like when I touched it. Excuse me. Where I've hurt myself and I've had to call it quits. I've made that decision. A couple of years ago, odd story, but I was in some really rough waves at the beach. I got picked up and slammed and literally like pile drive and really injured my right shoulder actually this time. And I wasn't able to bench press or do any kind of shoulder work or any kind of chest work for almost 3 months. Then I got back into it, started working out again, I started with really lightweight, got into heavier weights, and it started bothering me again. I had to call it quits. Because I know, guys, keep this in mind, if you want to work through these injuries, but again, if you're not making progress in your lift, you're wasting your time anyway. Get better, heal, and get to the point where you're physically able to make progress. And then, of course, guys, you have the kinds of injuries where you get jacked up right there in the spot, that's it, you better stop, and you're just out of commission for a while. You know, if you're an athlete or something, you do something like tear an Achilles, or a high ankle sprain, or you know, maybe blow your knee out somehow, you're done. You know, me personally, I'm obviously not any kind of competitive athlete, far from it. But deadlifting one time, I hurt my back. I felt it right there and right then, dropped the weight, hit the floor, and then I hit the floor right after the weight. And, you know, my back was messed up. I didn't get in there. It hurt badly. I was in pain just walking later that day. And, you know, I knew that I was not going to be able to even attempt any kind of real exercise that really strained my lower back. I cut out deadlifts, I cut out squats, and it took me about a month. And sometimes, guys, that's just what you're going to deal with. And you know, the best medicine for dealing with an injury is do your best to prevent them. Okay? Use proper form. Be safe at all times. Don't try to max out. Yeah, you want to know how strong am I? You know, let me just load up the bar. Let me see if I can do this weight. Yeah, you know, you can do that 100 times and get away with it. But, you know, using poor form, maxing out, really super testing yourself. It's great to test yourself. That's important. You want to know how strong you are. You want to push yourself to new levels. But you want to do it in a safe way. And the more often that you do these things, the more often you're putting yourself at a higher risk of injury. You know, if you're taking things with an RPE 10 and you're taking all your sets to failure, and trying to squeeze it, maybe even going with assisted reps, you're putting yourself at a very high risk of injury relative to, say, working at an RPE, which is an RPE, which is a preserved rate of exertion of, say, 8 or 9, and then not taking it to failure and racking the weight, but you know, always progressing, increasing the weight. You don't have to take things to failure to build muscle. So guys, work out in a safe manner. That's the best thing you can do. Avoid an injury, because as I've discussed and demonstrated, getting injured can really sidetrack your progress. So guys, I hope that clears some things up on how to work through injuries, hopefully how to prevent injuries, and how to diagnose yourself when you do get injured, and to choose the best course of action so you continue to make progress, you know, over the long term. Always remember it's over the long term, guys. Obviously, if you're going to a competition, you have a show, you probably, you know, sometimes you might get hurt and you can't afford to take time off, then maintaining and staying where you are, or even getting a little bit weaker, is perfectly fine. But you know, for most people, that's not the case. Take the time off, heal, get better, and then progress, guys. Remember, think in the long term. You know, think a year or two out, I want to be, you know, squatting 100 pounds more than I am now. I want to be bench pressing 50 pounds more than I am now. That's how you make progress. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of extra time with my cat. This is Pumpkin. She's cute sometimes. She wants to be. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please click like. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Thanks.